Yay.
Oh, there you are. Yay!
Hey. I was all worried because I couldn't hear you. Yes, but I can hear you now. Hey!
Yay!
And hi, Elisa, and hi, and I think, that I caught a brief glimpse of. Yay! Good to see you. I love your green background. It's always so cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the contrast.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, jealous. How are you today? Hi, Anam.
Hey, Anam. Hey, Emily. It's Emily T.
Hey, MLC. Yay. And a heart smiley and everything. Oh.
Yeah. I had a bit of a hectic morning, but everything is okay here. You know, starting my day with enthusiasm and super excited for this conversation as well.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this conversation too. So much.
Yes.
And it's you, Ro, who has chosen the subject for today, art is healing. Healing as art, art is healing. Both will work.
Both.
Yeah, both. So, and we are lucky enough to have a lot of questions again. So, yes. So we have something.
Start.
Yes.
I'm curious about those questions. Yeah, I have some here too.
You do? Are they your own or you got some?
My own, and also I got another question there. So yeah.
I also wrote some, but I see how many we have, so I'm like, I'll just skip mine. But I did have some, but I think they're probably gonna be covered, I think. So, yeah. Shall we start with yours?
Okay, let's see.
Yay.
This is for you. It is about how do you think art helps you in your healing and self-growth journey?
Oh, yeah. Again, the distinction. I'm always reminded of it. The distinction between art and creativity, and I'm thinking about how much art, or at least visual art, I've been doing over the years without being creative at all. So with that distinction in mind, I really think that I always thought back on like my life as starting off creative as a child, and then somehow losing touch with the creative expression, which was mostly visual art when I was a kid as well. And then the way that I feel it is that everything went wrong from then. As soon as I stopped expressing things, that's when everything really got tough for me. So I think after my teen years were over, that's when I really started using like expression as a way of healing myself. And I had a lot to heal because I had many years that I hadn't drawn at all. I remember some really difficult times in my life where I still was able to express through drawings. I remember I did like people with thorns in them in 10th grade. Like you can express something even if it's pretty dark. So that stopped at some point, and then I picked it back up at around 21. So from then things went better and better. But it's also, of course, important to be kind to yourself and not expect too much in the beginning. I remember I did the first thing that I did was 250 different drawings of Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day. But it's something. It doesn't sound like the most healing thing, but it was really therapeutic for me. So it's just to draw his face all kind of angles, really obsessively, that's what I did, and I felt better and better, genuinely. So even something like that, which is, not much maybe, it made all the difference. So that's the first thing that I think of when you ask me that question. And then I want to ask it back.
Yeah, let's ask it back. Okay, Chaima.
Hi. Karina, there is someone who was there with me.
And Max photography.
Yeah, Karina can confirm my story because she's my childhood friend.
Yeah.
You just missed the part when I talked about how I picked up creativity and I drew around 250 drawings of Billie Joe Armstrong. She knows. She saw them.
I can relate on some level with, instead of maybe drawings about some pop star, I wrote like very inspirational messages about BTS and all that, since 2018, and that was like my creative outlet, so to speak. And of course, during my life, I always felt super connected to arts and, reading, writing, many kinds of arts. Mm-hmm. And, I love like doing writing little stories when I was a child and illustrate them.
Yes.
It was super, super sweet. And then I moved into fanfics. I wrote Harry Potter fanfiction. I remember. It was crazy.
Yes. A classic.
It was my form of expressing myself, because I had been living like these sort of parameters of, being at school, being like the perfect kid, meeting all those expectations from teachers and even my parents, having to portray that role to other people. And then, but it was like an undercurrent, the arts and creativity were always were there in my life. And, during 2015, it was my breaking point, my turning point in my life, where I awakened, so to speak, to my essence, and I started learning and healing, on a deeper level with Reiki, with yoga, with meditation, and all the things I do now in my work. I started back in 2015, and including intuitive art as a way to, meditate, be with myself, and also channel answers from spirit. And it was like, beautiful, and a form of play, of being in the moment, of releasing things, and that's, I think, how art helps me heal, and embrace all my personality, embrace my lights, my shadows, and, surrender, because I approach art as something very, there's no like expectations, there's no like meeting certain perfection standards. So it's more about, being myself, discovering, surrendering to the unknown, and that it's super important for life, because life always is changing. You encounter different things, unexpected things, and it's okay. It's part of our life.
I wonder, did you ever have like I did, a more narrow definition of art? Because I really thought that for the longest time I was like, it's only visual art. But you kind of just felt it all along, the different ways of expressing, and wow, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Well, it is. And you have an even broader definition of it than I do right now, the way that you talk about it. Do you still write stories?
Yes and no. It's like more personal. I turn it in like more inward. It's more of, conversations with myself and that. But some of the things you see on Instagram that I post, those little messages are my form of, writing and keep nurturing that art, so to speak.
Okay, so keeping a connection with the written word as kind of an art form. Yeah, that's nice. And you have such great messages too. They always just are really something that everybody can use, I think, for sure. So that's really nice. I was thinking about the other questions, and I was also thinking about the definition of creativity, because I just read the book with John Cleese, where he talks about creativity, and he defines creativity as new ways of thinking about things. And he also talks about the myth about, because many people will be like, I'm not creative, and I can't use creativity as healing because I'm not creative. And and that's also coming from probably a place where you're thinking of creativity as just painting something or so I think it's great that we have like this really broad definition now with all kinds of things.
Yeah. And I love that because it's more inclusive. You know, you are not leaving people behind. You are not feeling, you know, you're not, because usually we think that only what looks beautifully, you know, what meets certain beauty standards is okay, is the best, you know, is the artwork that should be praised. But it's not that, you know, it's not about that. And when you make this definition of art more broad, more wide and inclusive, you're allowing people to just feel good being themselves and expressing themselves just as they are and what they have to give, because it's beautiful, it's part of who they are, and I think all those expressions are valid.
Absolutely, yes. And the need for perfection is also just a fear, and a fear of that can really stop many things. It's just the shame and the worrying about what will other people think, and all of this is just not great for creativity at all. So yes, definitely everybody bring your own expression. I want to say hi to Laura and
glitz and glam. Hey Laura.
Oh, it's a name. It's an actual name. I'm sorry. I thought it was just like hitting the keyboard. It's up chic, glitz and glam. Yes. Okay, that's a cool name.
Glam.
Yeah. So, yes. Let's look at a question that I got, and we can alternate, right? Cool. I have a question, which is, I have to check if it's the one that we just had almost. It is kind of, because it's how do you both link art with self-realization and healing? That's kind of what we talked about. See, I told you, the questions that we need will come to us.
Yeah.
So the next one is interesting. It's exploring and expressing art are things that drive and define you, but how do you get inspired? That's a good one. We spoke about inspiration last time, but we can always, there is always a new way of inspiration that we can talk about for sure.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Maybe we could give an example each of how we came to do something that we were happy with, something that inspired us to do something. I would love to hear one from you anyway. Like,
okay,
if
let's
you have
see.
one.
First, hey Kirsten. Hello.
Hey Kirsten.
Welcome everyone. Thank you so much. And we are talking about art and healing, and we are going to answer this question about what inspires us to create. And I'm going to start here. So I would say, I don't know, like everything could be inspiring to me, especially when I see other artwork, other people's art, and I'm like, oh, I could do something similar, but you know, with my style. And I feel like, oh, you know, things, ideas popping up and that. And these days I am, you know, taking inspiration from, you know, from you, of course, you. And you know, life itself, the fact of, you know, being alive in this planet, and also from, you know, as I told you with intuitive art, I approach it as a very spontaneous way to do art. So I just sit there and let ideas come through me and start doing these drawings and scribbles, and somehow it ends up making sense to me. And it ends up like also looking pretty. And I'm pleased with my drawings and paintings. And I think that's how it happens.
So you scribble something and then it just comes together?
It comes together, yes. That's how it works. At least for now, you know. I know that in the future it may evolve to a different, you know, type of creativity. But for now, that's what's helping me a lot, you know, just being there without expectations and, you know, just letting my soul take my hand and, you know, do all the things.
the expectation part is really important, because I always talk with one of my friends about how you can't be like, okay, I'll sit down and make a masterpiece. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's the one sure way to not create anything masterful. And we usually joke about that because we both have been pretty perfectionistic. If not still, I try not to be for as much as I can do in any way, because having high expectations and that's a killer anyway. That's for sure. So yes.
And one thing that really inspires me, you know what is curiosity. I think that would be something really big.
Play.
The curiosity to see what happens there. You know, what happens, what am I birthing today here. So yeah, that curiosity always drives my art and my life, you know.
Absolutely. Yes. There are so many ways. I'm trying to think of some examples as of late. I sometimes, if I speak generally, sometimes if I mishear a lyric or misread something that I see really quickly on a screen, that usually leads me to some, because I was like, what was that? And it interests me, what, as you say, the curiosity about the thing. You have to be, it also says so in my John Cleese book that I love so much right now. You have to be like a child if you want to get into the creativity. You have to play, and you have to be curious about the thing for its own sake, not because you want to do something big with it, but just explore it for the sake of it, and just to see what is this and what could it be. Also really important. How many ways can I approach this is also an interesting way. But so I kind of tried like is it called a domino? Yeah, it's called a domino in English too, effect lately, where I saw a photo that inspired me to do something with it that was my own. And then when I saw the photo, I was like, what the is this? And then I was like, why don't I create a story that goes with this and explains why it's super weird? And so then it kind of, someone inspired me, and that inspired me, and then I inspired me. The thing that I made inspired me as well. So it depends on how far you want to go with it. You can, it could be anything. But I really like the mishear one too, and misread. That's gotten me some good ideas over the years as well. So yes. Hi, Arvind H.
Arvind Gajar.
Hello.
Hi, Arvind.
Yes. And welcome. And yes, that was such a good question. It's also inspiring to always be open and listen to how other people approach things. It's really great. So yes, that's why it's always good to talk to you.
We learn so much.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rami, welcome.
Oh my God! Yay! Hi, Rami. So, next question is: how does your creative art space and environment at home or workplaces help with your inner healing? Or maybe how does it inspire us as well? That's actually, someone talked to me about that not too long ago. Oh yeah, it's embarrassing, but it's also the John Cleese book. He said that it's also a myth that you can teach people, that you cannot teach people how to be creative. But he also corrected that and said that it's about teaching people to create circumstances in which they can be creative. I thought that was really wise too. Because yes, that's why also that oftentimes if you couldn't be creative, it could have something to do with the circumstances that you placed yourself in. That's pretty interesting. And I already know a little about your creative space, but maybe not everyone does. So let's hear it again. I know you love flowers at least. Let's hear something about them and how they inspire you. And heal you.
So let's see. Yeah, my creative space right now, it is flowing differently. I am, tweaking things, adjusting it to also serve my creativity, because I think, I want to make it super beautiful, super, creativity inducing, and to enhance my experience with art and all the things I do. So I am, for example, I like having, something beautiful to look at. I like having colors around me that spark, those feelings of, I feel good and optimistic and inspired. And I like having a vision board. I am making another vision board for 2021.
Yes.
And then, I find that super, it's great to bring your focus to the things you really want in your life, so you have them very present. And of course, flowers. I love those colors, my orchids there. Those beautiful colors, it's just like, I don't know, just the presence there makes me feel good and feel part of nature. And wow, I would say that, I really love it. And trying to also change things in my environment so it keeps the energy flowing. And I find that is super important too, as well as doing cleansing exercises, visualizations during meditation. I do those cleansing exercises, and also setting the intention that my environment, my room, is going to be a vessel for creativity, for healing, for more love. So that's powerful in my experience. That's powerful, setting that intention.
So kind of visually and also energetically having something that creates a positive and creative atmosphere around you.
Yeah.
Hey, Keshi Heads fan.
Hey, Keshi, welcome.
57. So that really makes sense to me, but also the importance of it, because I lived in some pretty non-inspiring places over time.
I could say the same in my way.
Oh my God,
that's how artists live. That's how we live. It's okay. It's fine.
Absolutely, and it's just incredible to look back on it and just like, how did I ever think that this was a good idea? Because, for example, just having nothing on the walls, for example, or living with someone who makes a big mess. I don't make a mess. Only a creative mess. That's different. But stuff like that really affects you much more than you would think. And also, I'm always told that my place that I live in now, everybody who comes here are like, oh, it has such a great vibe. And I think some of it has definitely to do with also that I space clean, which you also talked a little about, cleansing the space. I've done a lot of that and just always done that subconsciously, like cleaning things if I was feeling like things were not in order. Then it always just kind of helps to do this actual cleaning of your space. It's just so powerful. I cannot I cannot even imagine how much difference it makes. It's wow. And what else I do in my space? I have things too that makes me happy. I have people who've signed autographs for me. I have cards that my students made for me. I'm a creative art teacher, so I have lots of kids coming here who make drawings for me, and they pretty much decorated the whole thing. I can see things that they made everywhere. And so it just makes me so happy to look at that someone has thought of me. And I also have books from my childhood that I can look at, and I have a lot of LPs, my dad's old LPs, which are very artful, the covers of them. And I always, when someone comes here, I always ask them, which one do you like the most? And everybody is always like remembering what they said. So that's also really a fun thing. So lots of stuff to make you happy. Your space is really important, so don't let it down. Oh, that was 2 questions of the ones that I received. Now we need one from you. What's it?
Okay, one more. Okay, let's see. Oh, it was similar like the other one. What inspires you to create?
Yay!
Yeah, we already answered that.
We already did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you have another one then? Or shall we try and find a different answer?
Those two. I got those two.
Oh, right. Do I move on with the next one? Yes. It is. When the inside of you is chaotic and disassembled, how do you both find focus and peace in art creation? That's a good one too.
A great question.
Yeah, very useful one. If yes, definitely. Yes. Should I reply first this time? Maybe you always reply first. You always have to be the fast thinker. Yes. Well, I am most of the time pretty chaotic and trying to assemble myself. So I should have a lot of experience in this. Actually, yes, I think I've been thinking a lot about lately how our culture is kind of teaching us that we're not enough. And just working with that, consciously working with your thoughts will make sure that you have the opportunity to be creative with something. Because if you're feeling disassembled, then actually I would recommend probably yoga for it before you sit down with any kind of visual art or writing or whatever. Because I think it's in my case it's in my body often, and it can be easily fixed with breath. If I'm feeling stressed out, it's probably because my breath has been shallow for quite some time. So I would recommend that before doing anything artistic otherwise. And so that's what I do, definitely. I do breathing exercises, and then I often find that as soon as you start feeling that peace in your body, your thoughts also will calm, and then you can get on to the more writing or painting or whatever it is. So that's what I think. But I also have tried just earlier in life to just start drawing something and finding peace in that. But that's also because you can quiet your thoughts while making things on paper. So that can also be meditative, but it depends on the approach to it. It can also be anything but meditative if you're doing something that has to look like something and it's not looking like something. That's the most stressful and annoying thing in the whole world. Almost, probably not, no, but you know. Yes, so that would be my answer. Do some yoga and then return to it. That will assemble you quicker. Yes.
Yeah, to me, I think it's, also I take this question as also how to do art and how to be creative despite, chaos around you, conflicts maybe in your family, in your country, how to be still creative in the midst of all that, maybe even pain and hardship. And I would say that you can still, create, and it's even, it can help you overcome many stuff, emotional things, processing your own emotions and feeling better, because I think life is always nurturing our art. Life is always inspiring our art. And for example, here sometimes I really don't have like the optimal conditions to focus, the way I would like to focus, because I have some family members who are a bit sick and I have to take care of them, and also, other things going on there. But I still do my art. I still try to find time for myself and to do what I can, and also there it is, surrendering to the moment, surrendering that it's okay, that the perfect condition doesn't exist. It's about what you do with your present situation, what you do with the resources you already have, and how you find beauty in that, how you bring more order to that chaos, more beauty to that chaos. And that's been a motive in my life, I think, because I've always been a person that I really enjoy, bringing that harmony when I see chaos or I see people that need my help, and that because of also my spiritual mentoring work, being psychologist and yoga teacher. So that's how it's interconnected. Everything is interconnected.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would approach my answer, for that part, that you can still create art and you can still find hope to, create something beautiful that you feel pleased with, and also helps you heal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So important. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And it's also a myth, right? That you have to have the perfect circumstances in order to do something or anything. That's an excuse that I hear a lot when people are talking about why they are not expressing themselves necessarily. And it's just not true. So some of the greatest things that you can create will probably come to you when things are not great around you. And yes.
Hey Shantan, so that's the emperor. Hey Shantan.
Shantan?
Hello.
That's such a nice name. The emperor. I thought it was like the tarot.
The tarot card. The tarot card.
So cool. Yeah. I have the Empress on my wall. Beitzad. How are we doing today? Well, we are doing good. Shantan, I don't even know. Is it from the Michael Forum?
No, he's from my Twitch live streams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
And knows everyone, I see. Yeah. That's so nice. And how are you today, Emperor? Hope you're good.
You're having fun here. Oh, thank you for being here, and thank you everyone. Really, so nice to see you all.
Really nice to see everyone. It's so nice. Yes. So definitely. And being creative will also. You can just feel that you have. Nice to meet you too. You can kind of feel like. You feel a little bit better once you expressed something. Definitely. Yes.
Oh, you're doing great.
Don't stop creating. We rock. Yeah.
Thank you, Anna. Yes, we do. We all rock.
We all rock. Everybody's rocking. Yes. So, the next question is. We have so many good ones today. Actually, that one was about yoga. You both are yogis and you meditate. How does that help with healing on days of no motivation? Actually, I've meditated a lot more since we did the last IG live, where you gave your advice as to how to meditate more. Yes. It's pretty cool. So let's hear your take on that one. How does yoga and meditation help with healing on days of no motivation for you?
I would say that emperor.
It's so cool to be in the presence of an emperor. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Please, what was the question again? My mind just went blank.
Yeah. Also, can I just have one moment to make my dog not look weirdly at me?
Okay. Cool. Okay, let's see if I can remember the question on my own. It was about yoga. Yeah, yoga and how meditation and yoga help my healing and creativity. You guys have no motivation days.
You thought we manufactured it. Well, we didn't say that we didn't have. It's just a question that we got. Let's see if we do. Do you have days of no motivation?
Of course I have. of course,
Do?
you know, maybe not full days, but moments, you know, like chunks of hours when I'm like, you know, but they usually go on their own. You know, I just have to be there with that emotion and, you know, experience that. And then maybe entertain myself doing another thing, maybe replying to some comments, talking to a friend, and then, oh, I'm like back to my normal self, so to speak. But of course, you know, meditation and yoga really help a lot because they are such a big part of my life and a practice I always do. You know, I do yoga every day, and yeah, it's like my morning routine. Part of my morning routine is the first thing I do in the morning. Of course, I mix things. I do some cardio, dancing, also yoga, you know, and also meditation. So that sets the mood for the day. In my opinion, I always see that energy boost after I do my practice, after I get showered, and I'm like ready to start my day with high energy and, you know, super optimistic, you know, just being myself. And I love that so much because I can, you know, bring this energy to other people too, to my creations, to my day, and it feels so nice, like really so nice. And I'm so thankful for, you know, for having chosen to practice this beautiful art that I think yoga is an art, of course. It's an art, philosophy, a lifestyle. So yeah, it's definitely life-changing, you know. And I think any kind of meditative practice, you know, it could be through yoga, through writing. You know, some people like writing morning pages first thing after they wake up. That's
Julia Cameron.
Really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
rocking,
perfect, you know.
Yes. Morning pages are fantastic too.
Ravi, Stephen, Amy, Deb. That's just loving yourself.
And it is. And but you are a high energy person, and for sure. So you only have moments where you're not motivated.
Yeah, some moments. And usually, of course, taking naps helps. I take I don't usually take naps, but when I do, they last like 3 hours and like a full sleep cycle. And I wake up, I'm like, what day is it? What year is it? Because it was.
And also and that's good advice too. It could be meditation, but it could also be a nap. Because I think also the reason why you are so energetic is because you have learned how to work with yourself, and you know yourself, and you know what things in your body mean. Whereas I'm only learning right now the power of lying down. To just because I don't want to, because I want to keep creating, but I have had to realize that I've had to realize.
I relate. Sometimes I'm like in this mode, like I need to do more, but then, you know, my body tells me stop, you know, slow down, it's okay, you know, take things one day at a time, you know, it's okay to rest. I also get like in this mission mode to, you know, serve other people, to, you know, help other people. So, but I also I have to, you know, refill my own cup, you know, and take time for myself. And it's okay not to be productive or creative all the time. That's something very important.
Yeah, I think about that a lot these days, actually, because I realize, because it also sometimes is very troublesome for me that I want to do several things, because I want I study Japanese, I want to do that. I want to paint, and I want to write, and I want to talk to my friends. And that just
same.
Yes. And then sometimes I catch myself like doing one of those things, thinking about the other one that I should be doing, or that I will be doing later, or that kind of the self-talk is telling me, well, you're going to do that later, don't worry about it and stuff. And each of those thoughts, because I think many people will relate to that probably, because it's culture. We're taught that we have to be productive, we have to do something, and we have to have something to show for it, right? And you talk about that often in your posts, which I really, really love. The being allowed to just exist. No, we have to kind of crave that and just decide to make it so for ourselves, because the way that that we're taught. We're just not allowed to just be at all, and that's just, it's something you have to do with yourself, and just, I am allowed to not do something right now, actually. You know, and that's one of your posts that I love the most. When I saw that, I was like, yes, existing for the sake of existing.
Yeah.
And not just, and you have, and if like me, someone has a problem like that, then it's the thing that I'm thinking about is each thought that I have about something other than what I'm doing right now is making it less of an experience. It's making it less qualified. It's distracting. It's ruining the thing that I'm doing. It's taking the energy out of it.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
And that's something super important because, being really present with yourself, you are taking care of your energy too, because when your mind is in all places at once, then you feel fatigued and drained, and then you feel unmotivated because you've been like having all those thoughts at the same time. So really trying to do one thing mindfully, it is super helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was another great question.
Yeah.
Hi, Aris. Nice to see you.
Oh,
that was a question that I missed. How is meditation different from sleep? That must be for Ro, who takes 3-hour naps sometimes.
How is meditation different? I would say that, meditation, the essence of meditation is effortless concentration, and you are basically you're awake, you're in a state of wakefulness, and you are doing the effort to just focus your consciousness in something, in the present moment, in your breath, and that's how you can, reach those benefits of, from, just feeling better, of managing anxiety and depression, to also find your inner voice, reconnect with your inner voice, your intuition. And sleep would be, going through the arms of Morpheus, and there's more psychology behind that, more science, but I am not like super sciencey person to really detail you all the things that sleep really does for you. But that's the main difference.
It's quite extensive. Oh yeah, yeah. But sometimes you fall asleep during meditation if you lie down. Maybe that's what happened to the emperor. I tried that at least. You're like, no, I'm awake, and then you realize, no, I was not awake at all. It's so nice to lie down and meditate, though. So I really want to be able to do that, but it's better to sit up for me, I think. You feel so relaxed all of a sudden, and it's like, yes, good night. So next question is, I think, because we have like only 10 minutes, and I want to see.
The other time is cut off at the annual 1 hour mark, and it was so random.
Oh my God! Yes, we have to remember that. This time
at 1 hour,
we will not worry. Oh yeah, sleep meditation. Yeah, that's great. It's actually possible, of course. And how is meditation related to alpha and beta states of sleep? Boom. I pass those to you. I only feel like the benefits of meditation, but I also am not. I don't know why it works at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, you also reach some of those levels. Some I really don't have like here the word, but in meditation you can reach similar levels of relaxation that you do when you're sleeping. But in meditation you're more conscious of that, And hello everyone.
Hello. I love the thumbs up. Yes.
Hey Fernando. Hey Marco, Martin.
Hello everyone. Yes. Nice to see you. Okay, so how about people who feel unable to create art or good art? How can they find the connection between body and mind? Someone who don't feel that they're able, what advice would we give them, I guess? Yeah. Hello, Marco. What a happy smiley. That's really cute.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, well. If you feel like you're not able to create good art, then maybe it's not the right expression, the right kind of expression. So I would probably encourage to experiment with some other art forms. So if you're feeling like you're not expressing yourself thoroughly, it could also have to do with the body and the yoga and meditation and everything that we talked about. If we're not manifesting our true self, then how would we express it? Maybe. So I would probably recommend yoga and experimentation for someone who feel like they're unable. And what would you say?
I would say that first be gentle with yourself.
Yes.
Be
Oh
gentle
yeah.
with yourself.
Yes.
Please. And the fact that it's not happening now doesn't mean that in the future it's not going to happen. You know, maybe right now what you need to do is really get in touch with yourself and your motivation for doing art. You know, maybe asking yourself, why do I want to create? What is this going to make me feel if I do something that to me is pretty beautiful, or it is good art? You know, asking yourself those questions. You know, what is good art for me? Good art for me. Maybe for that person, good art means that my drawing has to be like symmetrically perfect, like this painter's artwork. So then there is a comparison going on, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, trying to be honest with yourself and be very gentle, and know that you don't need to, for example, it's not necessary that you do paintings. You can, try baking, try singing, many forms of art. And
absolutely. Yeah. Maybe you haven't found the right thing for you yet. Could easily be that. So a broader perspective is also what you're saying, right? It could be singing. I tried taking singing lessons, even though I don't have a voice to speak of. A year ago, I think. It was incredible. It was really... I didn't become Celine Dion, but it was so much fun to just try something that, I didn't have to do perfectly, and that I knew that I couldn't do perfectly. But it's just... it just expands you. Everything that you try out, I think, just expands you in a way. If you feel like doing it, then definitely just try it. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it can't be perfect, unless you are Celine Dion, of course. Then maybe. But apart from her. I don't know why she was my example. I don't... she has a great voice. I don't listen to her though. Oh, jeez. So, what else do we have? How does artistic self-expression contribute to maintenance and recreation of a positive self-identity?
Ooh, that's a really yummy question.
Yes, I'm also really happy about them. Thank you for sending them in. So nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. How does artistic self-expression contribute to maintenance and recreation of a positive self-identity? You want to go first?
Okay, let's try. I don't know. It's a great question. I would say that we human beings by nature are creative. We are problem solvers. So being engaged in those kind of creative activities gives you this feeling of, I did something, that feeling of, finishing a project, finishing a task is like, wow, and serotonin serotonin boost. I forgot the hormone of the happiness, but yeah, it really helps you feel good with yourself. You know, we all feel happy when we finish something. It gives like this energy boost and confidence boost. So yeah, I think creating something, doing art, it really helps you build this confidence, I think, in yourself, that you can do things, you know, that you are in flow, you know. And yeah, I think that is important. Okay, people here.
I love it when, you know, keeping it real. It's like
yeah, keeping it real.
Yeah, the activity is real for sure. But it's also, yeah, I think that was a really yummy answer to the yummy question. I think so, definitely. Yes, and you do have such a positive like self-identity. Mm-hmm. And did you always have that, or do you feel like you have earned it or gotten there somehow? Or
I would say that, you know, from my childhood years, I was like this, you know. But then in my teenage years, you know, all the crises, existential crisis, plus family issues, all those things, like almost took away my, you know, this. But then I found, you know, the spiritual teachings. 3 minutes. Oh yes, yeah. Let's go.
Yes, thank you. Keep an eye out for the time, please. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much. We will hire you as our personal helper for our IG. Yes. Okay, so when you were a teenager, there was a time when you weren't as happy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But then I reconnected again with myself, my true self. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely the same for me. I was the super dark teenager. It was incredible. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was really, really crazy dark. I was like, I hate everything just about. So yes, I definitely know how but when you create something, you have to make a choice though. Mm-hmm. And what you create can also become really dark, and it would still be a form of expression, and sometimes that's what you need to express. So I don't think you have to get to express something positive again. I think it's important to also express things that haven't been great at all. And now I'm really worried about the time. I don't know, but that would be probably be. But yeah, if you feel like you need to contribute to a positive self-identity with your art, then you restrict it a lot. Yeah, and I don't know how you feel. Do you also feel like you have to 1 minute really? On my watch is like,
oh, okay. Let's have
then 1 minute
in case in 1 minute.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you know, I would say there's the toxic positivity that tells you that you have to be happy all the time and that, but there's also the positivity that comes from reconciling your shadow and your light. And I go for that positivity, I think, you know, and even a better word for that would be wholeness, you know, reaching a state of wholeness. And that feels like more inclusive of everything that you are, you know, all those shadows, the dark aspects that are okay, you know, there are times when you need to experience those deep emotions, heavy emotions, in order to lift from that and learn. And that makes you more compassionate with yourself and with also other people that can be experiencing that, so maybe you can help them some way. And
absolutely.
So let's strive for wholeness.
Yes. And probably the countdown will begin soon, so I want to say thank you so much.
Yes,
a great conversation again. I hope we'll do it again soon. And it's been really nice to have so many nice people stop by. It's just, and thank you for the questions, and thank you for the answers, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, let's do it again, please. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Pumpkin love and hello, matey Mariposa. Thank you, Bogie, for being here again. So nice.
Thank you, Bogi. Yeah, we are ending for today, but we will leave the replay on the IGTV stories. And also then on my YouTube channel, I'm going to upload this conversation. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
See you later on Twitch. Yeah, the live streams I do. Yeah, see you later.
Yes. Take care, everyone.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.